Hey guys, today I'm going over what my son is learning for 9th grade language arts. He's using the Easy Peasy Literature and Composition 1 this year, and it's going well. We only have 7 weeks left in our school year, so we're almost completely done with it. And I'm going to give you guys a review of how everything's going for us. So the Easy Peasy is mainly known to be an online curriculum, but there's also an offline version that's completely offline that you can go with it. We do a hybrid of both. Some days he'll do the online and some days he'll do the offline. The online is very easy to follow along. The days are clearly marked. There's lesson 2, vocabulary, grammar, and there's links for what they have to do. So your child can work basically independently. My son works almost independently on everything. He does need help with the writing assignments. So usually every day it covers 3 things. It covers vocabulary, writing, and reading. So here is the offline vocabulary workbook. He does a combination of the offline and online with the vocabulary. And the way it works is it's separated into units. Each unit has a set of words. And what he does for each new word is he writes in a synonym for the word, and it really helps him memorize the word that way. They also recommend writing the definition or drawing pictures to help them memorize it better. Here's another set of words. This would be another day. And then after a few sets of words, they have a practice. He likes to do the online practice. There's like matching and memory games and things like that. And then there's a quiz afterwards. And he also likes to take the quizzes online. This part has been easy for him. He's gotten 100 on every single quiz so far. So the second component of every single lesson is there's going to be reading to go with it, or the literature. And I've got a list here. This is pretty much everything they cover for reading for the year. The books that they're going to read are a historic autobiography of their choosing, Pilgrim's Progress, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Romeo and Juliet, The Importance of Being Earnest, and then there's also a lot of short stories mixed in, and he enjoyed the short stories. Edgar Allan Poe, some stories by O. Henry, Emily Dickinson, and there's a lot more. So most of the books, there's actually audio links for free in the online curriculum, or there is a link to read the book online yourself. So you don't have to buy the physical books, but I did get this book for 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, mainly because it's got beautiful pictures in it. And he can look at the illustrations while he's reading through it. When it came time for Romeo and Juliet, I had him watch the movie. There's an older movie, I think it came out in like maybe the 80s or 70s, and it's the closest movie to the actual book that we could find. What he did was he just watched each act and scene according to what it was telling us to read in the curriculum. I found this also for summaries, and that I printed online. I'm saving it for my younger son too. And this helped him understand what was going on a lot better. This is not part of the curriculum. I just found it online and printed it for him. These are the questions that go along with it. Because he didn't read the book, most of the questions matched up with the movie, but there were a few that didn't match up with it. This is probably a question that didn't match up with the movie compared to the book, but he was still able to complete most of the questions in the curriculum. So the third part of the daily lessons would be the writing or the grammar section. And he did a lot of this either online or in the workbook. He would look at each day and determine which one he liked the best. So let me show you the offline workbook. I took my workbook apart with a X-Acto knife from the spine, and I put it in a 3-ring binder. And I think next year I'm just going to keep it together when he uses it. So here's a few pages from the workbook. This is Poetry Terms Quiz. Here's a compare and contrast essay. Gives the details about exactly how to write it. Looks like there's stuck together. There's more for the compare and contrast essay. writing prompt. There are writing prompts throughout this. And of course he types everything up. He doesn't use this to actually write into. And there's quizzes. Also part of this is a grading sheet that they give you. Here is our grading sheets. Makes everything very, very easy when it comes time for the transcripts later on down the road. I'm going to go over a few things that it covers. It has SAT, ACT prep, and college prep, and of course it's honors level. It has daily vocabulary, reading comprehension, essay prompts, writing a response paragraph, citing sources, MLA format, and it has a grading rubric for all the papers so that you know exactly how to grade it for your child. Here are some of the papers that he's written this year. This is for the descriptive essay. He did it on his last vacation. This is for Romeo and Juliet. They had to create their own newspaper from writing several different articles. He used an online template that they recommended. It's still a little bit odd looking. And he had to do a research paper. He chose the history of women in wrestling for his topic. It said he had to write about something he learned this year in school, but he didn't really find anything he wanted to write about. So this was something that he knew a little bit more about, and he was able to research easily, and it ended up working out really good. Here's his research paper. It ended up coming out to a lot more pages than he really needed. He was so excited to write it, actually. And it has to be in MLA format. Let's see, it ended up becoming 4 pages, 5, 6. It was 7 pages long. And then it teaches them how to cite their sources properly also when they do this research paper. So some of the other papers that he's completed, this is a narrative writing prompt. These are study question answers, so you have to answer a question properly using a proper paragraph format. This is a letter to Edgar Allan Poe. This is a diary entry after he read The Necklace by O. Henry. This is a descriptive writing paper. Here's some more of that. Descriptive essay. And this is the expository essay that he wrote. And that's pretty much it for so far this year. I know he has a few more papers coming up. Something that I added that I found out later I didn't need to add at all is I did a Little Men book study from The Good and the Beautiful because I was trying to turn this into an honors course. At the time I didn't realize it was honors, but the Easy Peasy is honors and this was unnecessary and I didn't even have to have him do it. So overall, I feel like this course is really preparing him well for college. He did struggle with the writing a little bit and the grammar a little bit when he first jumped into it, so he used The Good and the Beautiful from levels 4 to 7 previously. And I think one of the issues with the grammar in The Good and the Beautiful was they did a lot of sentence diagramming. He was able to do that really well, but I think it didn't help him retain grammar and learn it the proper way. I think another method, maybe like sentence dictation or copywork, would have helped him better, just for his learning style. And as far as the writing, he wasn't super confident with his writing going into it. I thought The Good and the Beautiful did a really good job teaching writing, but maybe they just didn't have enough writing projects woven into their curriculum. So he's definitely going to be using this next year, the next level, which is Literature and Composition 2. And hopefully that will get him ready for dual enrollment the year after that. I hope this was helpful. Bye, guys!